Ever wonder which Greek gods you could trust in a crisis? Spoiler, it's not the thunder god or the war guy. Coming in at number 10 is Ares, the Greek god of war. If you're going into battle, you'd think the god of war would be the ultimate ally. But with Ares, it's complicated. Ares doesn't represent strategy or leadership. He represents violence, bloodlust, and the blind chaos of war. He doesn't fight for you, he fights because he enjoys it. Even the Greeks didn't admire him much. In the myths, Ares is reckless, arrogant, and frequently defeated, sometimes by mortals. He's more of a problem than a solution. And loyalty, that's not his strong suit. Ares sides with the Trojans, gets wounded, and runs back to Olympus complaining to Zeus. In another story, he charges in without thinking and ends up trapped in a bronze jar for months. Yes, he's powerful, but power without control isn't protection, it's a liability. Ares might help you win a fight, or he might just start when you can't finish. If you want someone on your side who thinks before swinging, Ares is the last god you should call. At number 9, we have Zeus, ruler of Olympus and master of the skies. He's the ruler of Olympus, the wielder of thunderbolts and the face of Greek mythology. But would you actually want Zeus on your side? Zeus is powerful, no doubt, but power doesn't equal trust. His entire mythological resume is filled with lies, schemes, and betrayals. He cheats on everyone. He breaks oaths. He turns into animals to seduce mortals. This is not a guy you bring home to meet the team. Even the other gods fear him, not because he's wise, but because he's volatile. Zeus can flip from helpful to destructive in seconds. And if your crisis doesn't fit his mood or ego, he's probably not showing up. Yes, he's useful in a pinch. He overthrew the Titans, saved the gods from monsters, and controls the skies. But most of that was for himself. His loyalty is to his own throne, not you. So while Zeus might be the most famous name on this list, that doesn't mean he'd actually fight for you unless helping you helps him. Claiming the number 8 spot is Hera, queen of the Olympian gods. On paper, Hera looks like a great ally. She's powerful, commanding, and fiercely loyal, but that loyalty doesn't always go where you'd expect. As the goddess of marriage and family, you'd think Hera would be dependable. But in the myths, her loyalty is more about status than support. She spends most of her time punishing Zeus's lovers and their children, mortals and demigods alike, often with brutal creativity. She's not the goddess who forgives. She's the one who holds a centuries-long grudge. In a crisis, Hera might help you, especially if it makes her look good or hurts someone she already dislikes. But cross her or get caught in Zeus's mess, and suddenly you're on her hit list. Still, Hera's no joke. She helped overthrow the Titans. She's revered by gods and mortals, and she absolutely knows how to play the long game. But if you're looking for a god who's got your back no matter what, you might want to keep looking. Next on the list at number 7 is Poseidon, god of the sea, storms, and earthquakes. Poseidon is raw elemental power. He can sink fleets, shake cities to rubble, and summon sea monsters with a flick of his trident. If you need brute force on your side, he's a serious asset. But there's a catch: his temper. Poseidon is moody, proud, and unpredictable. In Greek myth, he holds grudges for centuries. Just ask Odysseus, one bad move and Poseidon cursed him to wander the seas for 10 years. And like many gods on this list, he's not exactly a beacon of morality. He's vengeful, territorial, and has a history of using mortals like pawns or worse. That said, if you do earn Poseidon's favor, he can be a powerful ally. He protected cities like Athens until he didn't, and helped heroes when it suited him. But that loyalty is fragile, based more on ego than ethics. So while Poseidon brings the storm to your enemies, he might also flood your plans if you step out of line. Ally with caution. Taking the number 6 spot is Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and irresistible influence. She might not seem like an obvious ally in a crisis, but don't underestimate Aphrodite. She controls desire, and in Greek mythology, desire controls everything from wars to politics to the hearts of gods. Aphrodite has the power to sway minds, spark rivalries, and shift the course of entire mythological events. Just ask Paris, who started the Trojan War because of her gift. But here's the problem. She doesn't always aim that power with intention. She's impulsive, playful, and deeply self-interested. She might help you, or she might cause chaos just to see what happens. She also has a bit of a mean streak. If you slight her or challenge her beauty, prepare for divine-level pettiness. Still, if you're clever and can stay on her good side, Aphrodite could charm your enemies, inspire allies, and manipulate situations in your favor. But if she gets bored, distracted, or offended, you might end up as collateral damage in a cosmic love triangle. At number 5, we've got Dionysus, god of wine, ecstasy, and divine madness. He may come off as the party god, but don't let the wine fool you. Dionysus is one of the most unpredictable and dangerous gods on Olympus. He brings joy, liberation, and miracles, but also chaos, frenzy, and revenge. His followers, the Maenads, have been known to tear people apart in divine rapture. He rewards loyalty with wild blessings and punishes disrespect with madness. The upside? Dionysus is surprisingly loyal to mortals, especially those who recognize his divinity. He helps outsiders, misfits, and people rejected by society. He even brings his mother Semele back from the dead, a rare feat in Greek myth. If you're facing rigid authority or soul-crushing conformity, Dionysus might just tear the system apart for you. But here, S the warning label. If you lose control, he won't help you find it again. He's liberation and its consequences. So if you're looking for a wildcard ally who can shake the world and throw a festival at the same time, Dionysus is your guy. Coming in at number 4 is Hermes, god of travelers, messages, and boundary-crossing trickery. Hermes is fast, not just literally, but mentally. He's clever, adaptable, and knows how to get out of and into just about any situation. Need a message delivered to the underworld? A stealthy escape from divine punishment? A diplomatic fix to a brewing disaster? Hermes is your guy. He's the original multitasker, a god of merchants, thieves, athletes, and guides of souls. He's also one of the few Olympians who actually helps mortals without some massive ego trip. And yes, he's a trickster, but a useful one. He bends the rules, but doesn't usually break trust unless you cross him first. He's helped heroes like Odysseus and Perseus, often at just the right moment. He's not the most powerful god on Olympus, but he's the most reliable in a pinch, and probably the only one who will answer your DMs if things go south. If you're assembling a divine support team, Hermes is the one already on the way. Sliding into number 3 is Hades, god of the underworld and keeper of the dead. Now here's the twist: Hades isn't evil. In fact, in a pantheon full of wild cards, he's one of the few gods who's actually consistent, fair, and shockingly drama-free. Hades rules the underworld with a firm but just hand. He doesn't seek glory or chaos. He doesn't meddle in mortal affairs unless absolutely necessary. He just does his job and does it well. He's not the god of death itself, but the god of what comes after. And in Greek mythology, that's a big deal. He manages souls, enforces cosmic order, and even honors oaths more than Zeus does. Sure, he's not always warm and cuddly. He did abduct Persephone, but even that myth is more complex than it looks, and they actually become a powerful ruling couple. No constant affairs, no ego-driven wars, no thunderbolts flying because someone sneezed wrong. If you need a god who's going to follow through, Hades is it. He honors deals, he upholds structure. And he's not swayed by flattery, rage, or petty politics. So while most Olympians are playing games in the clouds, Hades is down below running a kingdom, one that never sleeps. If you want someone steady, powerful, and surprisingly honorable on your side, the god of the dead might just be the safest bet you've got. In the number 2 spot is Artemis, goddess of the hunt, protector of the wild, and the fiercely independent twin of Apollo. If you're looking for a god who doesn't lie, doesn't back down, and doesn't tolerate nonsense, Artemis is who you want in your corner. She's a guardian of nature, childbirth, and young women. But make no mistake, Artemis isn't gentle. She's a divine huntress with flawless aim and zero patience for disrespect. In the myths, those who offend her often don't live to tell the tale. And yet she's also one of the most morally consistent deities on Olympus. She protects those who need it. She honors oaths. She doesn't get caught up in palace politics or romantic drama. She's here to do what's right, not what's convenient. Unlike many other gods, Artemis has clear boundaries and she enforces them. Hard, she doesn't seek power for power's sake. She leads through principle, not ego. And while she can be ruthless to enemies, she's fiercely loyal to those under her protection. If you're on her side, truly, she'll stand with you no matter what. So if you need someone who's focused, fair, and completely uninterested in betrayal, Artemis is who you call. Taking the top spot at number 1 is Athena, goddess of wisdom, strategy, and war done right. Athena isn't about brute force or blind loyalty. She's about precision, intellect, and loyalty earned through respect. If you need a god who not only helps you win, but helps you win smart, Athena is your ultimate ally. She's the goddess who guides heroes, not manipulates them. Odysseus wouldn't have survived a single challenge without her. Perseus only beat Medusa because Athena gave him the tools. She doesn't just hand out blessings, she equips you to survive and succeed. Unlike many other Olympians, Athena doesn't act out of pettiness or pride. She's principled, focused, and deeply invested in justice, wisdom, and civilization. She's the mind behind victory, whether it's on a battlefield or in political maneuvering. She's also not distracted by romance or vanity. She keeps her cool, holds her own, and commands respect from gods and mortals alike. You don't bribe Athena, you earn her trust through skill, strategy, and clarity of purpose. And when she's on your side, she stays there. She won't flip alliances for fun or abandon you because she got bored. Athena is the god you want if you're not just trying to survive. You're trying to build something, win something, or outthink everything. In a pantheon full of chaos and ego, Athena is your calm in the storm and your sharpest weapon.